Hey guys, welcome to the round four edition of the Short Score live from the NFR. This is Chelsea Schaefer, and I grabbed Caitlin, our assistant editor, to also join us on this podcast today. Hey guys, I'm back. Caitlin's back. She is out of the South Point for a minute. You won't see her out of the South Point very much during this Wrangler National Finals and World Series of Team Roping because Caitlin is our girl on the ground at the South Point for the World Series. So,
as I keep telling people, welcome to my home.
Yes, she is. Right now, as I am bothering her, she's working on her story. It's going to go on our website. By the time you listen to this podcast, I'm sure there's going to be a story on the website about the number 14 today. Caitlin, who won that pre-14?
Chad Smith and Steve Cheese Purcella.
All right.
They came back from 9th callback.
Yeah, I watched that short round.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, split $178,000. Big win today.
That was no joke.
Big win.
That was no joke. It was fun. You guys will enjoy the story. Caitlin got to learn a lot about these guys' lives, so we'll see that on TeamRopingJournal.com.
Oddly enough, Steve was one of my landlords in college.
Yeah, I remember. He was one of your... Yeah, he told us about you once upon a time when you applied for an internship because he was talking about how you helped at the Spicer Grip.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, and if you missed it, you should subscribe to Ride Pass. There's a special World Series deal going on. RidePass.com. Download the Ride Pass app. You can keep up with all of the World Series action live. And when I say this, at the same time, we will also have our show at the Barrier with Drew Stew that is from the South Point. It'll go up tomorrow morning, and that's brought to you by Farnham. They've came on board to make sure that we can show you guys the top 5 in the short round at least and tell you their stories on video, and you'll see that tomorrow, which is Monday morning on our Facebook page, and it'll live on there in infamy forever. Make sure you check that out. All right. Okay, moving on. We just watched round 4. And we got a fun surprise in the team roping.
Lane Ivy and Buddy Hawkins.
Yes, it's just a big old Amarillo Panhandle
so excited
day today.
It is.
Between Steve Purcell and Lane Ivy.
Yeah.
Yes, the
big day. Big day.
So Lane Ivy and Buddy Hawkins, they got their first one down. They were 4-1. Oh, it's in front of me. They are 4-1. They won $26,230.77. You will hear me say that number a lot this week because that is what the first place pays in the go-round. So we sat down with them right after their win. Lane had been through all of his first interviews, and you'll get to hear it here right now. Enjoy. Hi, guys.
You need some help with your penmanship?
Yep.
I'll give you penmanship lessons.
I know. So Buddy's reading off my question, so he knows what I'm about to ask.
No, I don't, because you need help with your penmanship. You wrote in shorthand, full sentences in shorthand, with all the letters.
That's true. That's what I did. Lane, welcome.
I don't care about your penmanship. I'm just glad to be here. I care less what it looks like. If you can read it, that's all that matters.
Yeah, well, the first question that I can read on my little scribbles is just to get started. Easy question, since you're new to this. Walk us through that run. That was the steer that Chad and Joseph were 4-4 +5 on in round 1. What did you guys know about him, talk about, think about, and how did it work out?
Well, I knew this set of steers was the bigger set of steers. That steer was pretty sharp, and I needed to get a good start to be able to set him up so Buddy could heal him good. I felt like I got a really good start tonight, and it was way easier tonight than it was the last 3 nights, and Buddy got to show everybody why he's so good.
Buddy, were you ready? I mean, you were obviously ready. Did you see the head catch go on and say, like, yeah? Did you have time to think that?
No, I expect Lane to turn every steer for first the entire year long, and he'd have to miss a lot more than 3 to show me otherwise. So it wasn't a spot where I was surprised. I was so excited. We came over here and ran the steers through, and this is the first time X has been in this building, and that's a big thing for me because I think he's such a good horse. He's not registered, so he has a chance at the Spinnies, but he don't have a chance at the AQHA Horse of the Year, and I think he's capable of earning that. As we talked on the podcast before, I'm not going to say a horse deserves more than they deserve. There's a lot better horses than him here. There's not anything that tries harder, and I think he has the ability to be a truly great at the end of this. And so it was a spot, to me, like just every night I went through my mind of making sure I ride right. Chad Masters' dad Bob and I were visiting yesterday, and we were just talking about good horses, and if you ride good, a good horse is going to work good, and if you ride bad, it doesn't matter what kind of horse you ride. It's very challenging to ride a good horse bad and then still work good. And so when the header up went on tonight, it was exactly what I expected to happen in the first round, and exactly what I expected tonight. And I haven't even watched the run back, but it felt easy. It felt like a layup. That's how our deal goes. I mean, sometimes our runs feel tough, but tonight felt really easy. Exactly how we prepped for it, and exactly what I expected.
Lane, he was talking about riding good horses, and if you ride them good, they're good, and if you don't ride them so good, I've got to ask. Everybody's been asking me if you were going to get on your bay, what was going on with your horse situation. Were you sick of hearing people ask about it? Did you listen to people? And why'd you stick it out on the black, and tell us about him?
Well, honestly, I don't really care what people think about what I ride. I have the knowledge to know that my bay horse, I can catch anywhere on him. But when I catch in little buildings, it's not easier for Buddy to catch. And it's called team roping for a reason. And if the team's struggling, then I'm struggling. But on this black horse, he come from Tate Kirchenslinger, and he actually bucked Patrick off, I think, 2012 in the Grand Entry.
It was definitely
yeah, that was definitely him.
I watched the video back the other day.
No, he actually belongs to the Kirchenslinger family, and he's actually a calf horse. He got hit by a car when he was 4 years old and didn't get rode till he was 12. He was turned out with brood mares, and then Tate said he was sound one day, and he started heading on him and roping calves. He's 18 this year, and man, I didn't do a good job the first 3 nights. So like Buddy said, it don't matter how good or whatever. If you don't do a good job, your horse ain't going to do a good job. And tonight I reset a couple times and got him where he was good in the box. You got 45 seconds in there or they fine you. So the first 3 nights I didn't want that to happen, so I was just go, go, go. And tonight I just was like, you know what? I want to get everything right, and then I'm going to go from there. My bay horse is awesome everywhere, but little buildings. And he won't pull up the wall, and then the steers get loose, and it's dang near impossible to heel. So this black horse did good tonight, really good.
Yeah, he looked awesome tonight. So, and that's cool that he came from the Kirchenschlagers like that, and that whole story is really different. That's awesome. So when you were struggling the last couple rounds, what were you trying to focus on to get it back together? Were you trying to focus on like knowing what you do right? What was the mental strategy?
Well, I have a deal, and me and Buddy talk about this a lot. I feel like if you prepare for an event, you should go to the event the way you prepared. Don't change anything, and then after the event, you can reflect back and see, my preparation isn't good enough, my horses aren't good enough. But it's easy to get caught up in events, no matter if it's a 2 for 10 jackpot or the Wrangler National Finals, and get there and want to change everything. Well, what was your preparation for? It's pointless. So I just told myself, you know what, I'm going to keep doing the same things that I had planned every single night. And after round 10, if I miss all 10 of them, when I get here next year, I'm going to change my preparation and change horses and go from there.
That is awesome. That's an awesome perspective. Buddy, what were you saying to him? Were you reminding him of that throughout the last couple of days, or did you guys talk about it, or how was that going?
Man, we communicated a little bit. The schedules can be busy out here, and they're busy during the whole season. And if Lane messes up a few steers in a row during the regular season, it's no big deal. It seems like the 10th round is just breathing down your neck out here if you're not doing good. Because I've been out here not doing good, and it's just like, oh, the 10th round is tomorrow. And it's like we have so many steers and so many opportunities left. But Lane's a grown man, and he said that, that's the best advice anybody can be given. I've said that a lot. When guys go into the summer and they show up at Reno and Pecos and Greeley and they're not doing good and they change their game plan, they've basically taken the 6 or 8 weeks they spent from Guyman to Reno and thrown it out the window, because now they're just making their preparation is whatever they think about driving their truck down the road now. And that's not your blood, sweat, and tears. That's your mind and your emotions taking over your physical ability. And so I expect Lane to do what he did tonight every single night. And in fact, Begay, no surprise, he was back there. He's like, you better be ready to turn in tonight. Lane's spinning one back tonight. He's like, you better be bear down. I'm like, oh no, I'm ready. This isn't the first time Lane's missed one for me. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm going to just be, he caught him. There he goes. You know, Lane don't never go slow out of there. Like, that's something. Lane, the partners that he wins the most with, you know, we have some variation to us, but we also have some similarities, and we kind of trust Lane to help us ride our corner the way we ride it. You know, that's just kind of one of those things, whether you want to call it chemistry or preparation or God, but you know, our runs shape up, and we can go further. You know, I don't know how it looked tonight, but that's one thing. You know, Lane has taken the two steers he got out of the barrier on. He threw to maybe set arena records, and I don't know if he threw that fast tonight. It doesn't seem like it tonight. It seemed like the slowest he's thrown, and we won the round. And it's just one of those deals. Our run is fast, and you know, I was just glad we made it tonight. You know, and I expect to do it 6 more in a row.
Lane, now that we got all the unpleasant stuff talked about, how does this feel? Are you emotional? I can't quite tell. Like, if there's
No, I'm not emotional. Growing up, I was never allowed to tip my hat or do anything, because my parents told me, when you win a gold buckle, you can throw your hat. But until then, you ride out of the arena as if you've missed or caught. And, you know, that was not necessarily to any disrespect to anybody else, but it was their way of raising me to show no emotion, whether it be the junior rodeo, on and off the cart. My mom's extremely competitive, and her favorite athletes growing up, you couldn't tell if they won the game or lost the game. And that's how they wanted me to be. And I try to be that way, but sometimes it gets the best of me, and I love winning. That's what I want to win no matter what I'm doing. So it's hard sometimes not to show emotion, especially tonight.
Buddy, you guys had you're also pretty calm about this whole situation. Do you feel like it's been a heck of a year? Does this feel like the culmination, or does it feel like we've got 6 more rounds to go?
Yeah, no, this is just the beginning of the storm, you know. And yeah, you're exactly right. It's so interesting. You can go back to, you know, I guess the first year that comes to mind when I think about it was I didn't know if I was ever going to enter another rodeo, and then I placed at Killdeer, I guess, with Brycrites, you know, in the middle of summer. And when we got down to the end, you know, it took everything from every partner the whole year. You know, I might have been able to take one steer off and make the national finals and then get out here. But, you know, the reward of this, and not, you know, all the kids looking up to the national finals, it's the coolest rodeo in the world. There's nothing like it. Don't let anyone tell you it's just a rodeo or it's not a big deal, because it is. But, you know, this win or this week or whatever is so small in comparison to our true blessings in life. You know, our biggest blessings. You know, this is a true blessing, but, you know, the friends we have, the family we have, the support we have. Like I said, you know, I don't think his mom and my mom have ever been to the same rodeo at any one time, you know. And so getting to go to the South Point with them tonight and hang out is going to be, you know, that's the win. You know, money, I told him the other day, I said, man, whether we win 250 or 250,000 this week, man, this is a once in a lifetime experience, and you have got to enjoy it. And you know, yeah, he's going to make the finals as many times as he wants to make them. But the fact is, like, you're only going to run tonight's steer one time, and you had better have fun today, whether tonight goes great or terrible.
Well, guys, you guys got a limo ride to the South Point ahead of you to enjoy with your family. So I will let you get out of this media room.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. All right, Caitlin, did you enjoy that interview?
Oh, I had to stand there and watch it.
Yeah.
It was just one of those. Kind of cool. Known Lane for a while, so it's cool to see him when to go around.
Yeah, absolutely. It was very cool to see Lane when to go around. Lane, back before Lane was making the NFR, he used to come to our photo shoots and spin steers for the NFR healers. So I used to actually ask him to let me use some of those photos. He says I can't. He thinks he heads better now than he did 4 years ago when he came to our photo shoots. I'm sure he does. But, all right. Guys, this episode was brought to you by Resistol. Lane is a Resistol guy. They live it every day, absolutely, and Lane is absolutely no exception. So make sure while you're shopping at the South Point, at the Convention Center, Mandalay Bay, you guys are thinking about the sponsors that are supporting coverage of professional rodeo and professional team roping, and that is definitely a resist off.